was supposed to record things throughout the day, but didn't do it. So not that much happened today. It is the 24th, Christmas Eve. I woke up, took all of my computer stuff out of my room, put it away, cleaned the house, and then I spent the rest of the day just making things. So I made a pumpkin pie, an apple crisp, so the same things basically that I made for our Thanksgiving dinner. And then I made broccoli and carrots, my dad's garam masala recipe, although I added green onions. And yeah, that's basically all I did. I cleaned and I cooked. And then the 2 other ALTs and the 1 CIR came, and we had a grand jolly old time. Just the 4 of us, feasting on food and each other's company. I used this time around, if you remember from the Thanksgiving feast that I did at the beginning of the month, the pumpkin pie recipe that I used was crap, which was Alton Brown. Alton Brown usually has good recipes, but not for that pumpkin pie. So that pumpkin pie only used nutmeg, and the recipe that I used this time was actually from King Arthur Flour, which is a flour brand that I like, and also they usually have good recipes. So I used King Arthur Flour. It had more spices in it, and it also actually had black pepper, which was an interesting addition, I thought. If I'm going to experiment next time, then maybe I would use white pepper to kind of try to add more spice. Because I didn't think it was that spicy, actually. But maybe I should just add more black pepper. But yeah, the pie turned out better this time, I thought, which I was happy about. But I also didn't really like the consistency. It was a little too light. I think I like denser pumpkin pies. Like, there was too much cream in it, I thought. So yeah, it was a good pie, but I still have cans of pumpkin puree, so maybe I'll experiment a little more with that later. Other than that, not much happened. But yesterday, I did get 2 packages, but I didn't talk about them at all because I was too busy with my computer. I wanted to finish my computer stuff today, but I didn't have any time, and it's like 10 o'clock right now, and I don't want to stay up again. But I'll just show you guys the things I got in the mail. So the first thing, speaking of King Arthur Flour, I got this, a book that I call Idylls of the King. But when I've heard other people talk about it, they say Idylls of the King. But I think the word idylls sounds really silly. It just takes away from the grandiosity of King Arthur. So yeah, I don't know, idylls, I guess it's not idols, because idols is spelled a different way. But idylls just sound so silly. But yeah, so this is by Lord Tennyson. I read part of this poem online. So it's just a big extended, it's multiple poems about the King Arthur story. And I read one of them online and I really liked it. I think I read The Passing of Arthur online. Yeah, and it was just one of those things where I read it and I felt tears coming to my eyes, because at the end there's just this one line that compares Arthur to a falling tree or something. I don't know. It was just so sad. It captured like how grand of a figure Arthur was, and just how sad it was to see him when he dies, but how he still maintained that kind of royal, like, high atmosphere about him. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But I really liked the poem that I read online, so I had to buy this, and I'm really excited to read it. It also has other poems in it, which is a good addition. And the next thing, not nearly as exciting, is this. This book, the Kaplan GRE practice book. And then, of course, the Princeton Review, just like those old SAT classes. So as many of you know, my SAT score, I did study for the SAT, but my SAT score didn't matter for shit because I went to community college, and community college doesn't care about your SAT score. I've never had to report my SAT score. Didn't matter at all. So I'm glad that my parents didn't pay to send me to some kind of class, an SAT prep class, because it would have been a definite waste of money. But I have recently decided that I am at the very least going to try to get into grad school. I want to do comparative literature at UC Berkeley. I'll probably apply to Berkeley and probably UCLA. Programs outside of that, I'm not so sure about. Basically, I want my fields to be medieval Celtic, so medieval Welsh, basically. And then if I'm going to do Arthur, then a second language that would be really useful would be Old French. Or some kind of High German, I think it is, in that same time period. And then I could do something in Japanese, but I haven't totally decided if I'm going to pursue that. So basically I want to do comp lit because I want to have translating, writing papers and stuff as like a side hustle. I know this sounds like very strange. But I want to get a PhD so that I am qualified to do a side hustle while I try to be a stupid assistant editor in films. Yes, it sounds all very strange, but maybe at the end of my PhD I'll change my mind completely, but I don't know. But yeah, I want to try to go to grad school because I like school, I like studying, I like being around intellectual people, and that is something that I have been missing a lot living here. So I got these books to help prepare myself. So my sister is actually coming in March, so I want to try to take the GRE at the end of April, I think. I want to try to take it before she comes, essentially. And I predict that I'm going to give myself 2 months to study for it. So I don't have a New Year's resolution, but I have a New Year's goal, and that is to really solidly study for 2 months for the GRE using these 2 books and some online resources, and then take the test only once and get the score that I want. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's basically what happened today. An early Christmas gift from me to myself. GRE study books. And Idols of the King. Idols. But yeah, that's it from me. So tomorrow is Christmas. It is the last day of Vlogmas tomorrow. And maybe it'll be exciting. Maybe it'll be really boring. I myself do not know how tomorrow is going to go. And I have a tentative plan, but maybe that will change too. But regardless, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.